Hiya and welcome back to another reading vlog. So where I left you guys in the last reading vlog, I just finished Illborn and gave my thoughts on that and said that I was going to start The Elite by Kira Cass, and I thought it'll be nice to go from an epic fantasy to a little teeny romance. So after staying up till 1:30 a.m. to finish that book, and I never stay up late to finish books. I love sleep so much. I binged the shit out of that book. Does it have some problems? Yes. For example, it should be impossible for the rebels to get into the castle as many times as they do. However, I'm willing to put that aside for the sake of the plot. That book was another 5 stars for me. I was literally on the edge of my seat the whole time. I was so frustrated. I wanted to pull out my fucking hair. My heart rate was through the roof. It was so ridiculous and so frustrating. And I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It was just not what I was expecting. I thought it'd be really sweet. And America and Maxon would get to know each other more and get together, and she would kind of drop Aspen, but it didn't work out that way at all. I got so stressed that just to reassure myself, I had to Google who she ends up with at the end of the book, at the end of the series, just to be sure. Which I was quite sure who it would be, but so much was happening, I couldn't be sure anymore. It was stressing me out, so I had to Google it. So I'm slightly reassured now, but the journey to get there is extremely stressful. So yeah, that was an event. Now it's almost coming on 10 o'clock now. I have a historical walking tour of Bath at 11 a.m, going to the Roman baths at the end of that. And then I don't know what I'll do with the rest of my day. I wanted to see if I could get in and get my hair done, but everywhere's either closed, booked out, or they make you do 48-hour patch tests before your appointment if you're a new client, despite the fact that I've been dyeing my hair since I was 14. And if I wanted to get it on Sunday and only realized that on Saturday, then I have 48 hours, do I? So yeah, I'll probably leave my room here in a bit and go grab a coffee somewhere. I'm starting A Shadow in the Ember this morning. I'm literally only a few pages in, so I don't have any judgments on it just yet. But I thought I had full charge when I left Lincolnshire on this, but apparently not, because I'm down to 15% now. I'm well, shit. Anyway, I had better go now and see if I can grab a coffee somewhere. Sure, I'll have more footage of Bath to put in a minute. But other than that, I'll check in with you soon. looking an absolute state, I swear. Happy Monday. So this morning I went to the Jane Austen Centre, which was really nice. They give you like a long spiel in the beginning, and then they take you down to look at some of the portraits, and then you can basically go through the rest of the exhibition yourself. There's not a ton in there, but you could, if you really took your time and did everything, it could last you about an hour. I went a little bit less than that, just because I wanted to have something to eat before I got on the train. After I went to the Jane Austen Centre, I went down to the deli where they filmed the modiste scenes from Bridgerton, and I had Earl Grey tea, and I had a sticky toffee cake, which was really, really nice. And then of course I hopped on the trains and I came back over here to Lincolnshire, so I'm back here now. Just had to shower, washed my hair, as you can tell from my waves being back, and just got done now editing the previous vlog. On the train, my Kindle finally died when I was about just over 20% of the way through A Shadow in the Ember. I am enjoying The Shadow in the Ember quite a bit so far, so I'm impressed with that. I was so worried considering my experience with her other series, but I quite like this first book so far. I mean, I loved From Blood and Ash, the first book, a lot as well, so maybe it's just the case that I like the first book in this series as well, but we'll see. But once my Kindle died, I picked up Reuben Sachs by Amy Levy, and I finished that on the train journey. It's not a very long book, it's only about 150 pages. It was actually really, really good. For a book that was written, I think it was first published in 1888, it reads quite modern, all things considered, not in terms of like the themes and the experience of society, but I found the punctuation relatively modern, so that was interesting. It's such a shame that Amy Levy did take her life, because I feel like she could have offered really amazing books if she had lived longer, but unfortunately. But Reuben Sachs was incredibly good. It was funny, it offered some really interesting insight into Jewish upper class society in London at the time, and it was surprisingly romantic and gut-wrenching. Like, I have to not think about the ending too much or I might start to cry. It's basically about Reuben and Judith, and they're cousins in a sense that many Jews are cousins. Reuben is from like a Ashkenazi background, an Eastern background, and then Judith's mother is from that Eastern background, the Sachs Eastern background, but her father is Sephardi. So her father basically comes from like this very rich and affluent Sephardi background, but their money has started to taper off. So Judith is the most beautiful Jewish girl mentioned in the books, but she doesn't have much in a way to offer. Prospective gentleman, she will inherit £5,000 eventually, but not yet. And her and Reuben Sachs have been very close friends for a long period of time, and it's obvious to the people around them that it's sort of developing into more. But Judith is warned to basically keep her heart guarded. Reuben is like an aspiring politician. I believe he's like a lawyer and a philanthropist and all that. He's like a very busy man. And basically by the time Reuben realizes that he is in love with Judith, which Judith knows she's in love with him, Reuben decides that his love for Judith is something that's going to go away over time, but his career will continue to escalate. And so he is going to basically put Judith at a distance while he progresses through his own career. And Judith eventually recognizes that Reuben is keeping her at a distance, and she has to move on with her life as well. You know, it's funny, it's insightful, it's romantic in ways, but also realistic and sad as well. So I'm trying not to think about it. Yeah, I think while the sun is up and it's feeling quite daytime, I might read a little bit more of A Sign of Affection, and then I'll move back into A Shadow in the Ember after I read some manga for a bit. Hi you guys, happy Wednesday. I believe it is Wednesday. Yes. I didn't check in yesterday. Mostly I wanted to film, but my phone was dying and yeah, it was a mess. I finished A Sign of Affection last night. Oh my god. This manga is so heartwarming. It's seriously nuts. Just so sweet, so perfect. I love them, they're my babies. So now I really want the second collection, but I'll have to wait until I get home and order it when I get home, because I seriously have to cut myself off from buying books. I don't think I can get any more in my suitcase. But yes, finished this and it is fantastic. Oh my god, they're so cute. Highly recommend if you just want a sweet shoujo manga. In terms of A Shadow in the Ember, I really haven't got any further. Like, I've got slightly further, I maybe max like 25%, but I really want to power through and finish that off when I can. But I'm mostly staying in this weekend, so I imagine I'll get a lot of reading done. My only plans for this weekend are that I'm gonna go get my nails done in Nottingham. I tried to get them done in Lincoln, but everyone's booked out till October. So I was like, nah. So I'm gonna drive all the way to Nottingham to get my nails done, but it's fine. I'll go explore the town. And then Sunday, House of the Dragon is coming out. So I am probably gonna get some takeout, stay in and watch House of the Dragon and have a great time. I did 5Ks in the gym yesterday, which was the first time I've run in maybe over a month. And then today I did 9Ks and my whole body hurts. But I'm just impressed that I did the 9Ks. We'll see how I feel tomorrow though, that'll be the true test. Alright, for now I'm gonna have something to eat because, you know, I just ran 9Ks, and then I might actually do some writing and then get into A Shadow in the Ember. So yeah, if I make any significant progress with that before I go to bed tonight, I'll check in with you, and if not, maybe you'll get some B-roll of me reading. Who knows? We'll see what happens. These vlogs are a surprise even to me. Hi, happy Thursday. So, A Shadow in the Ember. Sakura. I didn't end up reading as much as I wanted to last night. Why, you may ask? I got sucked down the rabbit hole of planning out all my weekends. So I spent way too long on Skyscanner and Booking.com. But I'm staying in this weekend, going to Belfast next weekend, and then going to Edinburgh the weekend after, and then Ibiza the weekend after that. So I'm pretty locked and loaded for weekends planned out now, so that's good. But where I am at in A Shadow in the Ember, I'm really enjoying it actually. I really like the chemistry between our characters, and I don't know, I just really like their interactions. I am interested to find out, to see when she will find out who he really is, because at this stage she doesn't know, and while it hasn't been said outright, it's obviously heavily implied who he is. So yeah, we'll see. But I do like their chemistry, I do like how the story's going, but it seems like a very long book, and I'm wondering why, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. I just dropped my Australian colleague off at the train station because he didn't have his long weekend on the Monday. He switched it so he could have it this Friday. He's going overseas this weekend, so I dropped him at the train station, and then I went down to have dinner with our New Zealander colleagues, which is very nice, and now I'm back here. I am so sore from running, it's actually a joke. Every time I get up to walk around, I feel like I'm walking like the Tin Man. Alright, let's get reading A Shadow in the Ember. Hi you guys, happy Friday. We finished at 2 today, so that was really good. It's about 4 o'clock now. I've just been on my bed reading, and I'm 50% of the way through A Shadow in the Ember now. I really, really like it. I definitely think I like it. I really like the first From Blood and Ash book, but I do think I like A Shadow in the Ember even better than I like the first From Blood and Ash book, so that's really good. But for now, I'm gonna go get McDonald's. The food they provide here is fine, but it's not very satisfying, so I don't mind eating it once a day, but twice a day, we're pushing it. So I'm gonna go get an early dinner now and go back to reading. Happy summer, it is pissing rain and it is cold. I drove all the way to Nottingham to get my nails done because I could not get them done in Lincolnshire until like October. So they're done now, they're very nice, and it was so much cheaper here. I was like, okay. And now I am only in Lincoln because they have the Waterstones exclusive of When the Moon Hatched here, and that's like, I'm not going to buy any more books now unless they're exclusives and I won't be able to get them at home. So I'm gonna go get this one and then I'm done skis, but of course it's pissing rain. I literally looked at the weather forecast, saw it was gonna be raining, but then looked out my window and it was beautiful and sunny, and I was like, no, it's gonna be fine, and didn't take my umbrella. And the minute I got to Nottingham, it started pissing rain. It's pissing rain here in Lincoln, and I am done. So yeah, I have 2 umbrellas. Did I even think to bring one? No. I think I'm gonna keep one in the car from now on. Anyway, time to go to Waterstones and grab this book. Happy Saturday. I am back home and the sun's back out. What? Shadow in the Ember. I haven't read it anymore today, but I will in a bit. I'm 75% of the way through this, so I'm hoping I can finish it tonight. The chemistry, off the charts. Off the charts. I love Serafina and Niktos. She knows who he is now. She's in the Shadowlands. Is Serafina a bit difficult? Yeah, but she's not exceedingly annoying. So I'm having a good time reading this. Unless anything changes, it'll probably be like a solid 4-star. And then, as I mentioned, I went to Nottingham and I got my nails done. Then last I checked in with you, I was going to Waterstones to get When the Moon Hatched because they said on Instagram they had plenty of the Sprayed Edge Waterstones exclusive edition. They lied. They had plenty of hardcover copies of When the Moon Hatched, but I figured I would just get it. The Sprayed Edges anyway were like almost the exact same stencil as what Fourth Wing uses, so maybe they would have been too similar anyway. And it is pretty enough by itself. It's got a really pretty embossed hardcover. It says, "Broken things make the sharpest weapons." And then a very pretty map. So I can forgive the lack of sprayed edges. And it was £3 off, so you know. And then I said that was all I was going to get. I have the self-control of a large dog. I got Hera by Jennifer Saint. In my defense, it's a signed copy, and I really wanted to get this book. I have had Ariadne by Jennifer Saint on my TBR for a very long time, and I haven't read it yet. But I've had my eye on Hera pretty much since it came out, so I decided why not. Just a, ooh, that's pretty, but it's plain otherwise. But these M papers are really gorgeous. Yeah. So I think before I leave England, I definitely might need to send a parcel home to myself with some books in it. So yeah, that's what I got. I might take some pictures of these books, put my Tesco shop away, finish folding my laundry, and then I'll read this, and I might see if I can watch Bridgerton season 3 part 2, although I've heard about the change that they made to Francesca's story. The only reason I have a problem with it is just because if you've read the books, you know what like Francesca's thing is, right? I'll just spoil it because it's obviously not going to happen now, but Francesca's story is basically an infertility story with Michael, her second husband. And if you gender swap the character to female, the infertility journey story becomes a completely moot point. So it'll be interesting to see how they're going to handle that, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't avoid the spoilers on TikTok, and it kind of puts me off watching the second part of season 3, but we'll see. Maybe it will be good. Who knows? So I might watch that, but we'll see. It's 10:30 p.m. I was so hoping that I could tell you that I had finished this. I'm extremely close. I get the feeling that once I turn this light off and pick this back up to read until I fall asleep, that I will finish it. However, I need to finish this vlog. I am gonna say farewell for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you did watch up to this point, I really appreciate your time, and I hope you had a good time here. Please consider commenting, liking, and subscribing if you'd love to see more, because I would love to have you back. Make sure you tune in for the next video, because next weekend we're going to be going to Belfast, so that should be really great. And I'm hoping that this week coming up I can read a lot of excellent books. We'll obviously finish A Shadow in the Ember, and I'll have an update on that book first thing in the next video. And then I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna read next off my TBR. I honestly don't know. But yeah, until then, goodbye.